Hello and welcome to another brand new video. So this time in Silverstone. So without further ado, let's get it started. So while running through the lap in itself, I will just mention a few things. So first of all, in terms of the tiers, so I was in tier 6, that was previously I was in tier 7, that I was more or less promoted, I would say, in this way to tier 6 because there was not a lot of people in tier 7, and so they wanted to merge it with tier 6. And now there is a similar situation where tier number 4 is now merged to tier number 6 as well, because similarly the same problem, there's a lot of people dropping out. And so now we are combined with tier number 4, and that is why it's going to get a little bit more tougher, because as you go up the tiers it's obviously going to get a little bit harder, but a challenge is good, and also of course more participation is also better. So here we have 20 participants, which is a lot, so that's why it's also good as well in terms of racing. Also, it's also good to see how well are you in terms of everyone else as well. So yeah, getting that out of the way. So here I'm currently in P16. I've already ran through this tire twice, so I had some mistakes when I went out, but basically at this point in time I'm coming up to sector 2, just finished it. I'm still up in my delta, so I was feeling quite good. So here I needed to nail this part here. It's just after the 50-meter board, you just want to brake hard and turn in and make sure you don't invalidate your lap. It's very easy to do so. And here braking hard after that line there, and here then just feathering the throttle because it's easy to spin the car and coming up to the line, and basically I get 127.8. so that means I get a P10. It's unfortunate because I cannot change my tire compound. I need to start with these soft tires, which is already worn, but regardless, let's go through the race. Of course, before that, just to look at the race strategy as well. So softs to medium, easy, and fuel of 0.4 laps worth of extra fuel. Okay, so let's go to the race in itself. So 4, 5 lights, and away we go. So this was a much faster start from lights out. Relatively okay start, I would say. A lot of wheel spin, as you might have seen there as well. So I'm just keeping it tidy here, braking a little bit here already. So I'm still in the same 10th position. So here I'm just going in the outside of this Ferrari, trying to get him from the outside like this. Just braking a little bit harder, so managed to get the Ferrari. A little bit of banging of wheels there, but I think nothing unfair. Just getting my elbows out here and just switching on my ERS here slightly so that I can keep in front of these two cars which is trying to catch me there. And yeah, so far I've already gained 1 position, so that is quite good. And as I keep going in this race itself, so end of lap 7, close to the end of lap 7, here you can see the 7th place guy making a move on the McLaren in front there. So he made a pass there, and I just need to ensure I don't crash into the McLaren there basically. And yeah, and here he tries to immediately attack again, and I try to see an opportunity and try to go on the outside, but yeah, I just basically ran out of room there and basically had to back out of it. But yeah, more or less now I'm still in 8th position. So now coming into the pits, I brake really hard there, very close to the McLaren there, and here the pit stop is 60 kilometers per hour. So it's a little bit different, fast forwarding here a little bit just because it's quite long. Then yeah, basically coming back out, exact position, eventually coming back out in P14. So here you would see a series of ding-dong battles with the McLaren there, Hazias. So here I'm still in 14th after coming out of the pits, fresh tires. He also has fresh tires. I switch on my ERS, also with the help of DRS, managed to overtake him. And yeah, basically got the move here done, but then he comes back a little bit from there, so I had to go to the inside, protect the inside, and I kind of swing it, and then I try to place my car just nice that I can get good traction. But in fact I lost a lot of traction there, and the McLaren came back at me. And so yeah, from here, then the next part of the lap, so in the same lap after this as well, again I tried to pass because the DRS and ERS combination is very strong there basically. And so I was able to follow him quite well, and here I managed to switch on the ERS a little bit more so that I can make sure that he does not pass me there. And here just placing the car, and yeah, managed to make the move stick. But then in the next lap, you can see that here I know that he was really strong here as well, and the DRS plus ERS combination. So here I did not want to fight too much and just let him pass basically. So a good fight, but losing a lot of time in the process as well. So going out to lap number 17, here basically there's a Mercedes coming at the back there, so he was much stronger, so I decided to let him go. Because he's also in the soft tires, it's not worth it to fight with the soft guys here. Basically, you're only going to lose more time, so I let him go so that yeah, he can catch the McLaren in front as well. And yes, just like that, I'm already in the final lap. As you can see, I'm still behind the McLaren, so it was really not ideal because I couldn't do anything much with the McLaren. His pace was more or less similar to mine. I know if I cut him, then he would have DRS in the next lap and he would cut me back. So I basically just tried to be behind him, and I tried to mount a challenge in the final lap, but he had a lot of ERS to defend as well, so basically it kind of nullified. Another thing I didn't want to pass him is also because I know that he has a 9-second time penalty, as you can see on the top left as well. So I know regardless of whether I'm in front of him or behind of him in the track, I would still be in front of him at the end of the day. So it didn't concern me too much. But yeah, other than that, retrospectives, I really had a really good race, I would say. I did not spin. That is the feature that I've been doing in the past races. So it was a really solid race in terms of that. Also bearing in mind that I did not have too much of practices. That is my second track warning. So also really clean race in terms of that. I did not get any time penalty for that. So a really solid race. One pit, didn't need to go into the pits again to change any wing or something like this. So I was really happy with my race. You can see I did not finish too far as well from the race winner. I'm already in the almost the second last corner. So really happy with that, and I can take a lot of positives going into the next or last 3 races to come, and here coming to finish the lap in itself. So that was enough to give me P8 after the penalties was all applied to the other participants. So I just finished basically a 0.4 away from P7, but regardless, since we are running in tier number 6, so in fact I finished a net P4 in this race. So some race analysis, you can see not a lot of peaks, which is what you want to see usually. Only 2 peaks there, one for the VSC and the other one for pit number 1. Yeah, so a very clean race, so I was really happy with this progress. And the fastest lap came also in the end of the Grand Prix, so in lap number 26. So looking at the positions, I basically started in P10 and I managed to gain a few positions already from lap 1 to lap 2. And then as it kept going, there was some safety car, there was some spinning that were happening in front of me, so that's why I came all the way to P8, even to P7 at one point in time, because there was some people pitting at that point. And then when I went into the pits at lap number 10, that's when I dropped to 14th position. Then as other people started to also pit from their strategies as well, then it slowly came back down to P10, P9, and at the end, after all the penalties was applied, I finished in P number 8. So last but not least, looking at the results here. So as I mentioned there, since we have merged with tier number 4, regardless, the points will, or the race results and the points will still remain as tier number 6. That is why I finished in P4. That's where the race finish is mentioned there as P4. And then I get 12 points because of this. And so yeah, so solid points from the setbacks of these past 2 races in USA and Portugal. So really happy with that. So I'm not looking forward too much to China because I don't really like the circuit there. But let's see how it goes. At least it's a familiar circuit, so I should be doing at least consistently well. But let's see how it goes. That's all from now. Thank you very much for watching and hope to see you guys in the next video.